Most travelers racing along U.S. Highway 395 look west. They see the granite walls of the Sierra Nevada, the glaciated peaks, the famous mountains whose names fill guidebooks and postcards. But east of those celebrated summits stands a range that many have never heard of, the Sweetwater Mountains. And rising above them all is Mount Patterson, a rugged volcanic giant reaching over 11,600 feet near the California-Nevada border. From a distance, it appears barren, isolated, almost extraterrestrial. Yet those who make the climb discover something different. A mountain layered with forgotten mining history, rare alpine ecosystems, and some of the strangest landscapes in the American West. This is the story of Mount Patterson, a story of prospectors and ghost towns, of silver dreams and harsh realities, and of a mountaintop so unusual that visitors have given it a remarkable nickname, Mars with Flowers. Long before roads, mines, or maps existed, volcanic forces shaped the Sweetwater Range. The range stands between the Sierra Nevada and the Great Basin, a place where geologic worlds collide. Ancient eruptions left behind colorful volcanic rocks, rhyolite ridges, mineral-rich slopes, and jagged peaks that rise dramatically above the valleys below. To the west are forests fed by Sierra storms. To the east lies the drier basin country of Nevada. At Mount Patterson's summit, the landscape feels suspended between those worlds. The trees thin out, the winds strengthen. Colors emerge in reds, yellows, creams, and rust-stained volcanic soils. The mountain seems almost too colorful to be real. And for a brief period in the 19th century, those colors hinted at something prospectors desperately wanted to find. Silver, gold, opportunity. The story of Belfort begins during the great mining era of the American West. In the 1860s, miners spread through the Sweetwater Mountains while supplying nearby boom towns such as Aurora and Pine Grove. While harvesting timber and exploring the range, prospectors discovered promising mineral deposits. The real excitement arrived in 1878, when J.H. Patterson and Anthony Hyatt identified valuable silver and gold-bearing ore. Their discovery led to development of the Thoroughbrace mine, the district's most important operation. The mine featured multiple tunnels and deep workings extending hundreds of feet into the mountain. Soon, a cluster of settlements developed high on Mount Patterson's eastern slopes. Among them were Star City, Boulder Flat, and Belfort. Together, they formed the heart of what became known as the Patterson Mining District. Belfort sat at roughly 10,200 feet above sea level, making it one of California's more remote mining settlements. Life here was difficult. Winter storms buried roads. Supplies arrived only after long wagon journeys. The growing season was almost non-existent. Early miners lived in tents because building permanent homes required time and resources few possessed. Later, wooden structures appeared, including boarding facilities and commercial buildings supporting the camps around Star City and Belfort. Yet the miners endured because the ore appeared promising. The district's peak years came during the early 1880s. Between roughly 1880 and 1884, production from the area reached approximately $500,000 in value, a substantial sum for the period. For a moment, it seemed Mount Patterson might become another great Western mining success. But Western mining booms often burned fast. The richer ore veins proved limited. Within a decade, many deposits were exhausted or no longer profitable to work. By 1888, only a single mine remained active in the district. The miners left. Buildings were dismantled. Useful lumber was hauled away to newer strikes. Star City was abandoned by 1890, and Belfort slowly followed. Today, only fragments remain. Collapsed structures, weathered foundations, scattered artifacts hidden among sagebrush and alpine slopes. Visitors driving toward Mount Patterson's summit often pass the remnants of Belfort, silent reminders of a brief period when fortune seekers believed great wealth lay inside the mountain. The winds that sweep across the ridge seem to preserve their memory. The old mining roads never completely disappeared. The routes carved by wagons became jeep trails, then off-road routes leading explorers into one of California's least visited alpine environments. Travelers still pass ghost town remains before climbing above timberline. At Belfort, a few structures linger. Timbers creak, metal rusts. The landscape slowly reclaims everything humans left behind. Unlike famous ghost towns that attract thousands of visitors, Belfort remains largely overlooked. Its isolation protects it, and perhaps that seems fitting. The mountain never really belonged to the miners. Their chapter was brief. The mountain story is much older. Among off-road enthusiasts, hikers, botanists, and locals, Mount Patterson carries an unusual nickname: Mars with flowers. At first glance, the phrase sounds contradictory. Mars suggests a barren world. Flowers suggest life. Mount Patterson somehow manages to be both. Near the summit, vegetation fades dramatically. The terrain becomes rocky, exposed, windswept, and colorful. Red and orange volcanic soils mingle with pale mineral deposits. The ground appears sculpted by another planet. Visitors frequently describe the area as a moonscape or Martian landscape. Standing atop the ridge, it is easy to imagine that life should not exist here at all. There are few trees, little shelter, thin air, strong winds, a brutally short growing season. Yet life persists. Every summer, after snowmelt has soaked the high alpine soils, tiny flowering plants emerge. They grow close to the ground. Many are specially adapted to survive freezing nights, relentless winds, and nutrient-poor soils. Against the mineral-colored earth, these small blooms create a striking contrast. The effect is almost surreal. A landscape that resembles another planet suddenly reveals pockets of color and life. Thus, the nickname, Mars with flowers. The phrase has become one of the most recognizable descriptions of Mount Patterson and appears on interpretive signage near the summit area. Why it matters. The alpine environment of Mount Patterson is delicate. Plants growing here may require years to establish themselves. A single tire track off designated routes or repeated foot traffic can leave scars that persist for decades. Conservation groups and land managers emphasize staying on existing roads and trails to protect this unique ecosystem. The flowers are small. The landscape appears rugged, yet it is surprisingly fragile. That combination of toughness and vulnerability defines Mount Patterson itself. By the time visitors reach the top, they have crossed nearly 5,000 vertical feet from valley floor to summit. To the west rises the Sierra Nevada. To the east stretch Nevada's basin and range deserts. Below lie abandoned mines, forgotten roads, and the remains of settlements that once believed they had discovered a permanent future. But the mountain remains unchanged in the ways that matter. The winds still blow, the flowers still bloom, and the ruins of Belfort continue to weather beneath the high alpine sky. Mount Patterson is not California's tallest mountain. It is not the most famous. It lacks the crowds of Yosemite and the renown of Mount Whitney. Yet it offers something increasingly rare: solitude, history, and a landscape unlike anywhere else in the West. A place where ghost towns linger beneath volcanic peaks, where silver dreams faded into silence, and where, against every expectation, flowers bloom on something that looks remarkably like Mars. This is Mount Patterson, a mountain of memory, mystery, and enduring life.